How to ride a longboard at 30 miles an hour. So first things first, before you even want to go or try to go 30 miles an hour, you should have the correct equipment to do so. So that includes helmets, gear like knee pads, all the safety gear you could have in case of the time you fall, you won't damage your jaw severely or any other body part. Also, your skateboard has to be up to duty. As you see, my electric skateboard is equipped with a giant motor and all these batteries and high quality components. So this won't break on me mid-session while going downhill. So if you buy a cheap board, the bearings may not be that great, the wheels may not be bolted properly. You should always check your board to see if everything's securely tightened, the trucks are nice and tight so that you don't get speed wobbles, and all that good stuff. Also, a plus of having an electric skateboard is that you have brakes on your motor. However, they're not that useful at 30 miles an hour. A crucial component in riding downhill is your stance. So let's start with the legs first, then we'll work it up to your arms. So with your legs, you want to have a lot of your weight on your back foot. That would give you more stability so you do not get speed wobbles. Speed wobbles is when you start going at high speed, you start going in an S, like a really thin S position. The S starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you start moving quicker and you fly off your board. It's pretty scary when you see videos, you just go look it up. But you want to keep a lot of weight in your back foot to prevent any loss of traction or control. Have less weight on your front foot, and you want to bend your knees down a little bit. That would give you a bit more control over your board. Also, you should have your front foot diagonal, as you see with my foot. You shouldn't have them both sideways because there's a lot of weight on the very edge of your board and the very back of your board, which makes it really easy to turn, which is bad at high speeds because, of course, you may lean too hard on one side. Even a few pounds could cause you to have a hard swerve to a left or right. You could fly off your board. That's why I keep my front foot diagonal. It just gives me more traction and control over my board at high speeds. Also, you want to have a stiffer deck. I know it may not sound like that serious, or if you're not a person that really studies skateboards, like, okay, what's the benefit of that? So stiff decks really give you more feel for the surface you're riding on and more control. I didn't really research too much on it, but I know for a fact that the more stiffer decks like this deck, it's an 8-ply maple deck, I'm pretty sure, so it's nice and stiff, it ain't going nowhere. Also, for electric skateboards, you want to have a stiff deck so you don't flex and smash your batteries on the floor. Also, note that bigger wheels mean higher speed but less acceleration. So generally, if you're going to be going downhill, you want to have larger wheels, probably not as large as these wheels. These are like almost 100mm wheels, which are absolutely huge. I have those because, it's an electric skateboard. I like to go more on the all-terrain side. Also, when you're riding quickly, you may want to buy a board that has a concave to it. Let me show you guys. So a concave, I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see this. It's actually hard. A concave is basically a slight flex in the deck, which makes it so the deck is kind of like this. So when your foot rests on it, it's kind of like bent over. It gives you a nice little groove, or kind of like a pit. It's hard to explain, okay? But it gives you a lot more traction on the board, so you don't slip your feet like this slowly as you're going quicker on bumpy roads. All right, now it's time for the upper arms. So I'm not the best at the tuck, just to let you guys know. But anyways, let me get to it. So you're not gonna be able to see my board or much of my legs because, I don't have my wide angle lens with me today. And, filming a portrait is just cancerous, so I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, so I'm gonna get on my board, usually front foot kind of diagonal and then my other foot parallel. I'm gonna bend my knees down a bit more when I'm going into my tuck. Put my hands behind my back and then look forward like this. What this tuck basically does, it makes you more aerodynamic, so the wind would kind of pass through your body like this. So also with speed racers, they wear these special helmets that are more aerodynamic. A lot of aerodynamic in this video. Anyway, so they wear like all these suits so they don't have their t-shirts rippling. They wear all this professional gear. It can get them upwards of 90 miles an hour. Versus if you're gonna be going the same hill without all their gear they're wearing, you're probably gonna go only 40 miles an hour. So aerodynamicy, is that even a word? I don't even know, man. But being more aerodynamic would really help you in the longboard if you wanna hit those top speeds. But usually if you're going 30 miles an hour, you don't have to use the tuck. It's recommended if you want to get up there easily on a more shallow hill. But if you're going on a deep hill and you don't want to go extremely quick, not staying in the tuck is okay for the most part. Well, let's just review what you learned in this video. So first of all, we learned that having bigger wheels would mean that you would get higher speed, theoretically, but you would have a worse acceleration, which isn't that bad if you want to go downhill. Also, having a stiffer deck and a more of a concave to your board would also help out a bit going at higher speeds. You would also want to have tighter trucks to prevent speed wobbles, as I mentioned earlier. Also, having the correct tuck could save you, and having the correct formation in your legs. Also, don't forget to wear your helmet and wear the correct safety gear so you don't hurt yourself badly in the progress of enjoying the fun hobby of skateboarding. That sounded cheesy. Anyways, that wraps up this video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, and yeah, next video will definitely be outside or a subscriber or view special. I gotta think of something like, man, we had like 1.3 thousand views on one video I posted a month ago. That's absolutely insane. This channel is growing slowly but surely. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.